1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Had the Sleaze just walked in?
We were recording last night.
Wow.
Yeah, the EP's nearly.
Do you have an alter ego for the Sleaze?
He's
Daddy
sexy.
Dirt.
Like
he is sexy doing it. He
sort
is
of a
sexy.
mix between Rory Gallagher, Phil Lynott, and a bit of Kate Bush thrown in there.
Very attractive. Very attractive. Hot and loud.
And a little bit sad.
He was the best guy around.
Oh my, is it hot in here or what?
You're an attractive guy.
It's the fabulous Tony Cantwell.
I'm talking about Shane Daniel Byrne.
Killian, Sundermann!
It's still summer, and here comes the summer. It burns my skin.
Here comes the summer. Here comes some raw.
Look, when I'm not getting that summer buzz from the weather outside, I got to get it somewhere else. Ideally with a lager shandy that's low alcohol, about 2.8%.
Something like 2.8%. That's why I've been drinking the Reraw Lager Shandy. That's totally tropical and delicious.
Is it totally tropical?
Can you say that? I guess you can. It's on the box. Hey.
Reraw, thank you for sponsoring the podcast, and thank you for your delicious, totally tropical taste Lager Shandy, which is available where you can get your Reraw now. Do you think the state should buy Rory Gallagher's guitar? This podcast comes out in 2 weeks' time, so this week, 2 weeks ago, everyone's talking about it.
How much is it?
700,000 to $1 million.
No.
It'll go for more. It'll go, if it goes on the thing, it'll
the
go
private
for,
market?
Yeah, it'll go for more.
Wow.
I think they should just reinvest into some of the places that he's performed.
I did. Oh, that's a good idea.
So
Tony.
people could actually go there.
I did hear someone say on the radio that this will be looked at in years to come, you know, like the Ardagh Chalice. I do think
Is he?
not to diminish Rory Gallagher's contribution to Irish culture at home and abroad.
It's not even
But-
funny how much better it is than the Ardagh Chalice. It's not even funny.
Oh, you're the other way. Okay.
I completely, like, we all know this
Shots
is the very
fired at the
guitar.
Ardagh Chalice
No,
over
come
here.
on. This is the very guitar which was rocking out to people. One of the greatest.
What about the brooch of
living-
Tara?
Yeah, but what
The
did
Tara
that do?
Brooch?
The brooch.
The Brooch.
Why are you saying brooch?
Because that's how you spell brooch.
Are you listing all the places in Winning Streak where they would, do you remember that?
No.
The Ardagh Chalice, please. And then they go, woo!
Do you remember you
A, B,
used to
C, or
have
D?
your
200
copybooks
pounds.
in the school?
Yeah.
And the school, Ashling was the name of the company. I don't know the name of that's the name they put in front. And they'd have the Ardagh Chalice,
Yeah.
the brooch of Tara,
Yeah.
and a number of other historical things.
Better times.
What did you do now? It's bloody the Rory Gallagher's guitar and Jedward.
Kim Kardashian.
All this bloody gay marriage. We had books with the Ardagh Chalice on it, and we were happy. And now men want to marry men.
I wouldn't be interested in marrying a man.
Wouldn't mind marrying a friend in a platonic kind of way, in a kind of, I'm pushing that.
Yeah, you're
as a-
pushing that
I am
still.
pushing that. So.
You want to marry Jordan?
No,
But
I just
as a mate.
think there should be an avenue for people bringing their friends to weddings. You know what I mean?
Instead of their wife?
Instead of their wife. Or not, if they're not married, what if it's just two guys who they go to all the commitments, all the state functions and commitments that you have to do as a member of your family and friends, but they're also out doing kind of, shagging and bagging,
Can you still get a civil partnership?
outside of your marriage.
No, but
Oh, you just want that as well? Jesus Christ.
We had
I want
that.
both.
Remember we had that, and then people had like weddings, but it wasn't real weddings.
Ooh.
But do you remember? Can you still get a? They just done away with that now. Don't know. Don't
Yeah,
know.
I don't know.
You don't know the answers. You
No.
stop looking. You're looking as if like, let me think.
Yeah, I
they
don't know the
still
answer.
have-
Don't
Yeah.
You simply
care.
don't know.
Trying to
That's
think
one
of
of those
something
ones.
better.
It is that
Don't.
people ask you a question and you just kind of go,
Oh.
and you're not thinking. You're just waiting for someone else to say the answer because you don't know. Do you know what I was thinking? I'm still thinking about rock and roll.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you were talking about civil partnerships, I was thinking about
Never stop.
Guns N' Roses. They had a song called "Civil War,"
Mm.
and
Was that on
its
Chinese
line
Democracy?
it was on User Illusion. I think one, and
Cool.
there's a line in it where at the end Axl Rose goes, "What's so civil about war anyway?" And my 14-year-old head
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
exploded.
That's incredible.
I was like, that is literally better than anything Shakespeare ever even thought about. Like, that's fucking unreal.
It's of course stupid things.
Yeah, totally stupid.
Yeah.
He has a lot of heart though, and he's trying to. I mean, I think I've told you about this. I went to go see Guns N' Roses in like Wembley Stadium, and it was just after there would have been like a terrorism attack in London, and Axl Rose came out dressed in like a Union Jack suit with like a top hat and little shorts, and he goes like, "I think it's awful, but we are united against terrorism." And then he said, "Anyway, this song's My Michelle," and he's like dancing around. Your daddy works in porno. now that Mama's not around. And I'm like, what is this to do for the,
It's good. I mean, it's like that's the way he does it. It's like when Bono said, "I'm still haven't found what I'm looking for the minors." It's rockers can do what they want because they're rock and rollers, and that's why we should buy. Should we buy? I do. Okay, part of me really likes the idea of some really uber wealthy rock fan, like buying Rory Gallagher's guitar and having it, because I don't know. Rock guys, I just find them so endearing.
Why doesn't the Edge buy it and gift it to the state?
That's a good idea. Yeah.
I mean, if you looked at all the taxes he's evaded, he might just be.
It's a little write-off.
Also,
Make it
different
karmically-
stylistically, guitar players like Rory Gallagher would be doing the solos and stuff like that, whereas Edge is much more rhythmic and
But
building
he
walls
is
of
a
sound.
guitarist.
Yes, he is. Yeah. No, you're right.
He doesn't get it. He doesn't play the guitar. He's not like us, Killian.
I can play the guitar.
Rock and roll. You're
Yeah,
right.
what do you play? Kumbaya or some shit?
No, actually, do you not remember Shane said in school he used to go to the chaplain's office and he used to play guitar,
Oh yeah, of course.
which
Remember
I just still don't
Thank you for
understand.
listening to the Shane lore.
That was like the coolest thing ever. I just realized like I could have been spending my teenage years differently. I love the idea of the chaplain just sitting there in the corner and Shane just like strumming away.
I was thinking of a different chaplain we had who was a priest at the time. That was a lay person when I was in sixth year. Well, on
What
Sunday,
did you sing to the chaplain? Big spender?
I didn't sing anything to the chaplain. He'd actually not even be there. He'd be off about chaplaincy duties.
Did he wear a hat? Do chaplains wear hats? Like small little hats? I'm
Probably
picturing them wearing
originally
little
they
hats,
could wear hats like the way priests wore hats. Yeah,
like little habits.
Yeah.
that's a nun.
That's enough out of you.
Well, the nun has a habit.
No.
But I found myself on Sunday. Here's my big news.
Wow.
You'll never guess where I was. Leisureplex.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Leisureplex where?
Okay.
There's
There's
not many
more
left.
Leisureplex than Stillorgan. The way you're such a little pusher.
No, they got rid of
Yeah,
that
but
one
the-
in Stillorgan.
Yeah, but he's
Yeah,
like
they got rid of that one in
Leisureplex has
Stillorgan.
got. There's
Yeah,
other
but
Leisureplex.
Where's the one
Where?
in Dublin?
Coolock? Were you in Coolock?
No, I was in Coolock. I was in Tala.
Oh, lovely,
There's
yeah.
one in Tala.
Anyway, we went and played bowling. I'll tell you, very strict.
What do you mean?
They made you wear the shoes. I was bowling in Australia and we didn't have to wear the shoes. They just let us do whatever.
But you need the shoes. There's a bit of, you got to put those slippery shoes on.
I haven't put the shoes on for over 20 years and I just felt so, if it was like, I felt like I was on I'm a Celebrity and they're in with all the bugs. I was like, this is making me sick. I felt like Paul
Don't spray
Burrell
them.
eating the
Step into the shoe.
kangaroo testicles.
Probably rather eat a kangaroo testicle.
Then
I-
step
yeah,
into the
it was
shoe.
really awful.
Yeah, but I think I'd like to do that anyway.
But there was a little girl who was in charge of the bowling. First of all, it was €63 for the three of us.
What?
63
Yeah, but you were
said
there on
that.
Saturday. That's
60
prime time.
Sunday I was there.
Sunday.
Sunday
Yeah,
at
but
noon.
I'd say on Tuesday it's like £6.
And we had to book it the week in advance, so we were a bit hungover. It was actually hard going.
Bumpers?
Well, Tony, it's all changed now.
What?
There was three of us, and we had what you might call a girl. And the girl wanted bumpers. So
Dead right.
you can change it that just when it's her go, the bumpers rise
You're
up.
joking me.
When I was a young kid, bumper was a big long snake that
Yeah.
a guy would have to go and get and put
Yeah.
the snake in, and you had no choice but to have the bumpers.
Well, when I was a young person, it used to be this like 16-year-old kid would have to go, like if you want the bumpers, the 16-year-old kid would have to kind of like get this rod
Yeah,
and
that was
like
my-
stick it in the ground, and he would just like go yeah,
Yeah.
and he would pull a bumper up and it would flip up,
And it would flip up. That
and
was
then he'd
my
have to go to the
experience.
other side, and it was just I was like, what is beneath?
Did
You
I
know?
imagine the snake then?
No,
I
the
think I've
snake.
seen
I
the
think
snake.
I've seen the
Like
snake
a big
as well.
draft excluder.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
I've seen
yeah, I do
also
remember
balls
the
get
snake.
stuck in them,
Yeah,
Right.
fall in, and still be a gutter ball. Maybe there's a kind of a half inflated gutter
They
snake.
need to do some work on the gutter snake.
Well, no, the walls. I mean, does make it a bit more fun though, doesn't it?
No,
The
we
bumpers,
did. I
big
didn't know
time,
walls.
big time.
We played 2 games. The first game, I had 10. I got 6 strikes.
What?
It was really one of the greatest hours
Were
of
you
my
were you
life.
on a run?
You got
Had you
6
found your
strikes?
6
had you-
strikes.
Are you
I
really
bowled
good
a
at-
perfect game.
No.
I bowled a perfect game.
Well, there's 10 sets or whatever
Yeah,
it's called.
so I got 6 out of 10, which is a perfect game.
Wow.
No,
That's right, you did it. And why did you do it? That's who you are. I am. Or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Who do you think you are? I
That's
am.
that guy.
Hashtag Vittorio Angeloni.
Well, he doesn't own. He doesn't own
He doesn't
that.
own
Yeah,
that
but
kind
he
of
has a
media.
whole show about that.
No, he
Comedian
does.
has a
He
whole show
does.
about
But
that.
he doesn't own. He doesn't own
Good
him.
for everyone. It's a shared space, the internet.
It's a shared space.
So did you win?
I won that round. Obviously, I kicked their butts. But you know what? When I was so talented the first round that actually you get to bowl less because you only get to go once, they gave me an extra go at the end for all my strike successes. And then Raymond took it by mistake.
Bastard.
Yeah, well, no,
That's
I don't.
sort
poor,
of-
the poor guy.
That's Finn
Sabotage.
McCool eating the salmon of knowledge before, what's his name? That's
In terms of egregious
sort
historical
of
events.
egregious historical events.
Anyway, but the girl was very strict. The girl from Leisureplex, she when you go to put your names in, she puts your names in so you don't
Oh,
get
you
to
can't say
choose
but.
funny. You can't choose funny names. But then later on, I learned that it's all very modern now, and you can just change the names.
What was
Oh
yours
my
then?
God.
What changed it
I
to?
kept it as Shane, and then
very good.
we called Ali Slug Gal, and then I forget what I called Raymond. Something else.
Not even STB.
Razor.
Razor's
Razor,
fun.
you know, like as you would have had when you were 11 or whatever.
Yeah.
But the girl was very strict. She appeared to be about 13 years of age, and she stands at the machine. She types in the names, and then she goes down to the line. You know, the line where you can't walk over, where it gets slippy. And she stands. She's like, "Can you come down here, please?" And I was like, "Oh, sorry." So I went over as a representative of the
Yeah,
party.
yeah, of course, yeah.
And she's like, "Can you get down as well?" And then Raymond came and she's like, "Can she come down?"
Oh.
And all three of us had to go stand with this little girl.
Great.
She was
And
the boss.
yeah, but
Master her domain.
the information she provided was, so this is the line. Don't go over that line. Yes.
That's great. But it stuck with you.
I felt like saying, sweetheart, I've been bowling in this bloody bowling alley here in Tella since before you were born. I was bowling here before you were born.
That's gross.
I didn't say that to her. I just was like, thanks very much, cool,
Yeah.
thanks.
No, it's gross that you're that old.
Then she came back another time and she was like, she also hides behind a mirrored wall. Like she was intensely.
What, like
we
a-
were the,
like
we were
some
the
sort
only
of
ones
police
bowling at the
person?
time. Yeah, she stands around like a cop. And then she was like, she's
I'm
"Excuse me."
getting the vibes. I think they're going to crack.
She's like, "Can I get you Spanish shoes, please?" And we had to put on the shoes. It was that was very annoying. But yes, she's very strict, very serious. And they have a sign. I don't know why they're so serious about this. They have a sign, you know, where the balls come out. They have
Yeah.
a sign on that says, "If you cross over the fault line, do not cross over the fault line. If you cross over the fault line, please report this to staff immediately."
Oh my
Like,
God.
What are you doing?
Wow.
What would
like
you
the
do?
SS.
Yeah,
It's
no,
like
but then it
bloody-
was funny because Raymond, we were with
East Germany.
our friend Ali, like she walked over the line by
you're right.
mistake, and she was like, I was like, "Well, you better go report that immediately." And it was like, "What would you do if you walk up and go, 'Hey, sorry, I just have to walk over the fault line'?" What would happen then?
Yeah.
They're not insured over the fault line. Maybe that's the issue.
It's very slippy over the fault line. And
very
also
slippery.
it's probably I like this kind of like zero tolerance. Because you'd be going there sometimes and there's lads just fucking running down hoofing the pins or whatever, or someone running halfway down and just fucking it up in the air. I like that they're being like, look, that's the fucking line. And look, you don't want
cross the line.
to see what happens. Maybe something comes out, maybe a little
I
gobble
really
comes
like the
out.
vibe of this 13-year-old Tala girl.
Me too. I think chill out for one, but also I think that
She had very big glasses.
Yeah,
Oh,
she's the boss.
one of my
Yes,
own.
that's what's cool now.
I think she's a master of her domain. I think that's very
Yeah,
very
I love
impressive.
when people are the king of the castle or the queen of the castle. That's
Or
cool.
non-gender specific monarch.
Yes, exactly. Why do we need to do that?
They were the monarch of the castle.
Yeah, I like those types of games. I've gotten really into pitch and putt this summer, and it's nice
This
because
is the first time you've brought that up. Have you heard about this, Tony?
No, are you doing a bit like he's brought it up loads?
No,
No, I've not
I'm
known.
quite the opposite. I'm being very genuine.
No.
yeah, I played yesterday. I shot a 62.
Is that good?
Over 9 holes?
That's no over 18. That's unbelievable.
Oh my good, that's very good,
Yeah,
Killian.
very
yeah,
good.
It's really good. Here, do you want to see my swing?
Yeah.
Not great audio content.
Any good
go
torque
ahead.
on your
We'll
hips?
share it. Okay, that's my swing.
Look at this guy.
But I think you need a bigger,
Wow,
a
that's
taller
very
club, though.
strong.
No, wait. Well, look where the ball lands.
Wow,
It is good.
that's very good.
Unbelievable.
Wow,
Anyway,
Where are we playing that?
good torque.
it's Sandyford.
Sandyford, right.
It's a small course. Like you do get low scores there. But what I was realizing when I was walking around, like it's the same with bowling. Like ideally, with golf, a good game of golf, you play as little golf as possible.
Sure.
And that's the same with bowling. It's like if you ideally
Less is more.
less is more. Like if I do this right, I don't have to do this at all.
Yeah.
Which is kind of the way it is. I hopefully just do it like once every hole.
We did a pitch and putt. We used to have this class in 4th year or transition year or TY. And it was called recreational studies, which was just a triple class where you did nothing of a Thursday afternoon.
Amazing.
And anyway, the reason I thought the chaplain, because the chaplain was there and he was a priest and he was playing those machines like tipping point, drops on 3, please, Ben.
Oh wow, yeah.
With Ben, what's his name? Ben off tipping point?
I don't know.
Oh,
I don't know.
that's upsetting now. None of us know his name. Ben, is it even Ben?
It's a very boring show. It's one that
What's tipping point?
Tipping point
is the
is
big
kind
coin-
of
it's
a
big
game
coin
show
machine.
and it's basically a coin machine.
Oh, that's
and-
shite, that one.
Ben Shepherd. Ben
Yeah.
Shepherd. But
Good for
can I
Ben.
say Ben Shepherd kept it tight? Like he looks fantastic.
He
Oh,
does.
yeah. I don't. Yeah. But okay.
But can you imagine?
He's
Oh, yeah.
awful for that show though. He's awful for that. They need someone to be like, oh, where's it going? Oh no, I'm so sorry. He's like, oh, it's gone in.
I think that's
Oh,
the
yeah.
obvious
Those English
choice. Ben
football
is
fans.
keeping it. Ben is keeping it. He's doing his own thing.
No, you need someone big because
And
it's so
the
boring.
priest was playing that, and I was like, "Is it not gambling?" And then I had another revelation because we did the bowling, and then there was kind of like people like going over to pool or whatever. And then it occurred to me. Then I was like, "Hey, I can just leave,"
Yeah,
and I just went home instead. I was like, oh, "This is much better.
that's great.
What a much better option."
Wait, what do
I
you
think,
mean?
and I think that's what transition year is all about. That you learn things like that. We were in the.
Oh.
We had to be there for like what's 3 classes, 45 minutes, that long, like 2
Yeah.
hours. And then I was like, we did the bowling. Bowling was finished, and then people were like looking at pool, looking at whatever,
Yeah.
Tekken or whatever. And I was like, "Do you know better than this? Just going home." I got home.
That is
I went
so
home.
good.
Yeah,
You
much.
just realized
I
that.
was like, "Hey, I'm out of
Yeah.
here. Like, I'm out of here." What's the priest gonna do? He doesn't even know who I am.
Did you mitch off any other days? Did you ever mitch from school?
I don't think so.
Never.
One time I got sent out for not having a note for being sick, and this is in 6th year. I didn't have a note, and the teacher sent the dean was caught, and he sent me. He's like, he'd made this rule like an evil lord that if you didn't have a note, you had to go home and get one, as if everyone's parents are at home all day long. My parents worked.
Yeah.
They worked all their lives,
I
Tony.
remember, yeah.
My parents have worked all their life. People love saying that. Of course
Yeah.
you did. So did everyone else. I worked all my life. I've always worked. Yeah.
Yeah.
A job. We all have a job. But the man sent in, and then I went, and I texted my mum when I was outside the school, and she faxed in a note.
Wow.
And then
Oh my
I went to
God.
the school office, and I was like, "Hi, there's a fax for me." And oh my God, I've already said it in the podcast. Doesn't matter, I'll finish anyway. And I went in, and then I went up to the dean's office, and I was like, "Here's my note." And then on the way out, I slammed his door, and he bade me come back and slam it again, or close it properly.
He makes you slam it again.
Slam it again.
Do it again.
Slam it again.
Slam it again.
Slam it again.
But before you do, tell me I'm worthless.
Yeah.
Serenade me again. Your guitar.
With your
Ding, 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 ding. Oh, slam the door.
yeah. Oh, that's great.
That is great. that you-
Bowling is one of those things. It's like pool. You don't know whether you might have a hot day. You might have a
Yeah, the
a
next
bad
round
day.
I did shit.
Yeah,
I came
it's like
last.
you never know. It's just a weird confidence thing. I remember when I was a kid, like I'd be going to those bowling parties, and you'd be like, "Oh, like I'm class at bowling," and then you do it, and you realize you're shit. But then sometimes it's true. You are good at bowling.
See, I hate what I do like bowling when you're on a streak, and it's just fun. It's a fun activity to do. But I often start really well, and then like lowest of the low, like gutter balls. Like this guy's never picked up a ball shape before, let alone thrown it,
Yeah.
and I don't know how.
You're like the Incas. You're like, what is the wheel?
What is it? Do I sacrifice someone? I don't know what this is, and I'm scared. Is it a god? No, I hate. Even when like I might be beating Terry in tennis for a little while,
Well,
and then
thank God you finished that sentence.
might be beating Terry in tennis for a while, and then she'll just
I
say,
don't like it.
all
So, do
she'll
you not like that?
all she'll say is like, "You're gonna blow it. You're just gonna blow it.
Oh,
you know
she
you're just gonna blow it because
knows.
she
Oh,
knows."
She
and she totally gets in my head. And
Oh
then
my
I blow
God.
it. Because when I'm winning, it's such a foreign thing for me to be winning at
love
any
that.
sport that I have no like identity to hook this kind of feeling onto.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just kind of like away in the dark. So like it's always just luck. And I'm like, is it something I'm doing with the way I'm standing? Is it the way I'm looking at that pin when and I wish that I had a better way of actually holding on and not completely bottling it. If any professional sports people out there, any people who play sports a lot, have any kind of mindset tricks that I can do to get into a winning mindset while I'm winning, I'd love to know
It's
that.
hard because my main thing is I actually often get bored. And I feel like that's actually a big thing when you're playing tennis because tennis is so long. You're hitting it back and forward, and then your mind just starts to wander. I remember watching Serena Williams, who I think is maybe the greatest ever sports.
Do you think she's a good
What a hot
tennis
take.
player?
Yeah.
No, the greatest ever sports person. I think
Wow.
her winning mentality. I don't think it's incredible.
What about Ray Houghton?
Well, no, he's up there. He's up there. But
Ray Houghton's definitely on side.
he's number one. She's number two. But she like one time was given an interview, and she was like one set down in the semi-final of Wimbledon, and she was like like a breakdown, and she was like, "All right, I'm going home from Wimbledon early." And she was talking about they were like, "What were you thinking about when you were like, she was serving to go 2 breaks up or whatever." And she was like, "I was just thinking, where am I going to go on holidays? I was thinking maybe I'll go to some sort of beach in Barbados." And I was like, she's like, we're all watching her going, "Wow, what a tense moment for Serena Williams here. She's about to lose the semi-final and this will be the end of her career." And she's just like in her head going, "What am I going to do? Where do I go? Where am I going to get, what do I have for dinner?" That kind of thing. So I think that's the hardest thing to fight, your mind wandering. Just stay focused on every little point and maybe you'll get there.
I get that winning state when I'm.
That's advice.
That's good. Focus on the mindset of being a winner. So I ask, how do I get in the mindset? Okay, that's great. That's good
Just
advice.
get in the mindset. I'm mentally very weak. As I said, I've been playing pitch and putt, and I might have like a 5-foot putt, really easy for a birdie, and like just the pressure of it just completely kills me. I'm just like tap it I'm so mentally frail, and there's nothing funnier than seeing someone miss a putt that they should get. And this thing that like men often do when they miss something and they just walk very calmly and silently away, everyone kind of goes, oh, and then he just walks very calmly and silently away, and then just like does something, it like walks over to like a tree and just goes, and then just like smacks their club across the outburst of pure rage. They're just like, I'm fine. Like that, like,
Yeah.
I remember on the beach adults playing boule.
Oh, I love boule and a bit of petanque.
Petanque.
But they were playing it. What's petanque?
Petanque is
the
French
steel.
game.
It's the one that's you more kind of like toss it and it might roll, but it's more in kind of a sand gravelly kind of thing. The heavy steel balls.
Would you like
Oh,
to
I
hear
know
the
what you
story
mean.
of
Yeah,
petanque?
yeah.
Because I was just in the
Maybe
south
they
of
were
France.
actually playing petanque.
I went to
If
the
you
south
could
of
just
France.
not cut over me.
Well, it's quite an interesting anecdote. I
So a
was
bit of
just in the south
context for
France.
petanque. Well, were they playing petanque firstly, Shane?
It was a bulls or petanque?
Or was it
They were
bulls?
playing petanque.
Were they
actually.
standing
They
still?
were steel and they were on the beach.
Were they running or were they standing still?
Standing still.
That's petanque.
Anyway, so I
We'll get the
thought,
context
Yeah,
for
we'll get the
petanque
context
in a
in a
second.
and it was upsetting for me as a kid because I was like wanted to like play around or whatever, and the adults were not available to me as like meeting my every demand for attention.
Wild.
Because they were focusing on their petanque.
Yeah.
Petanque.
And on
And
the
I
beach,
was
there are
like-
no doors to slam.
No, and I was much
Alexander
younger
wept.
then. Yeah, I could. I was just. It was a jarring moment for me. But of course, I will outlive them, and that's what's nice. Anyway, you guys are, what's happening? I feel bullied. You're having private jokes
No,
around
sorry,
me.
Tony just made a
happened?
very good joke.
I don't
'cause
get
said,
it.
I said there were no doors to slam, and then he said Alexander wept for there were no more doors to slam.
Alexander
I don't
wept
know
for
that.
there
It
were
was
no
just-
more. Alexander wept for there were no more worlds to conquer.
Yeah,
I see.
I thought it was
There-
very beautiful.
I
there
didn't
were
know
no
the
more.
reference. I'm sorry, Tony. That is a very good, high quality joke.
Thank you so much. We're on this new thing where we're complimenting all the jokes. It is going to get exhausting, but I think we need that
I'm not just going to
reinforcement.
build up a practice of it.
Petanque originated in Cassis, or Cassis, which is 2 towns over from where we're staying in the south of France recently. And
How much more
it
mileage are we gonna
originated
get this fucking holiday?
because everyone used to play boules, very popular in France.
Boule.
And then a guy had some sort of injury or some sort of thing where he could stand still. He wasn't able to move, so he could only toss the ball by standing still.
Who's statue? Who's a
And
statue?
it was an unfair disadvantage for him.
This guy does
So his
not move,
friends, he was a statue. Yeah, he was.
That grey man does not move. But maybe he would like to play boules.
He is made solely of iron.
He has wings.
Sorry,
and,
Killian.
Well, Pierre, he's stuck in a state of total, he's stuck in a state of cassis and he is unable to move.
he
So
cannot move.
they invented a game
He has
where
wings and
he
a
was,
little bow
he
and
was,
arrow.
this is exhausting actually.
Sorry, go on.
His friends made new rules
Yeah,
where you stood still.
yeah, that's nice of them.
Okay, and then that's how the game Petanque, and now it's the most popular game.
I don't think they should make up new sports for losers. That's what I think. I like, well, oh yeah, it's actually a new form of comedy where people don't laugh. You're not supposed to laugh. Let's invent a new form of
People
comedy.
do.
Well, that
do
would be your show, wouldn't it?
Yeah, well,
Oh!
I was going to say, no, not my show, but if I had a bad gig, I'd be like, actually, do you know what? We should change. Do you know what? We should actually change the rules. We should change so that it's the real comedy is that people aren't supposed to laugh. And if you laugh, then you lose.
You know what the best? Somebody said one time after they, what you might call tanking on stage, that was terrible. They referred to the, like people often say, they were kind of a quiet audience. They often say this kind of thing. But somebody I heard once said, they were kind of a tiring audience. What?
That's funny.
What? What does that mean?
Yeah,
Sprillchen.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
I love the, when a comedian, and you often do it yourself or whatever.
Me?
Yeah, you be saying it a lot.
You saying it a lot.
Fucking hell, when you've stank up a room.
Someone
No, I
light a
love
candle.
the sort of things that comedians say when, even just like when a night isn't, so hot or whatever, and most comedians are going on and it's fine, people are laughing, but it's not like, you're not doing your best you've ever done. And just the various different details of like, like the ceiling's a bit too high.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Yeah,
Very
they love
warm,
talking about
isn't
low
it?
ceiling.
Yeah, the temperatures, it's very big. It's like the scene is very hot. It's very bright. You can see them.
No, that's summer. It's a
Yeah.
summer crowd.
That's
It's a
summer.
crowd.
Yeah, just all these various
Summer
little
crowd.
details.
It was late getting started, and
Yeah.
I think because the match was on, the people had a few drinks before. And
By the time it got to me, they were kind of tired.
they were, yeah,
they were
tired,
wrecked,
actually.
There's
That's
sometimes when they say they weren't really in the room.
Yeah.
They are there.
They
They're
are
literally there.
I
in
am
the
like
room.
that guy from the Da Vinci Code, Paul Bettany plays. Like,
Yeah.
I take full responsibility. I self-flatulate myself afterwards.
Opus Dei style.
Opus Dei style. No, it's always on you. Like, it's your full responsibility. And even if they don't laugh, if you fail to kind of form a connection, that is kind of, it's on you, babe. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There is no...
What is it? Cheryl says, "Songs too big.
Songs
for
too
you."
big for you, babe.
Song's too big for you, babe.
Songs too big for you, babe.
I like the other day I was gigging in Kilkenny and I went out and you have your little, well I do anyway, I'll try and think of like a little brand new thing to say based on the evening, based on the news,
Yes.
based on whatever somebody else said before, and I did that little bit. Silence.
What?
Cold, stony silence in the room. And then I was like, okay, no panic. It kept going, a bit more silence, and then it was like, but I start to now love that in like almost a self-flagellation, self-harm kind of way. I'm like, I get off on it. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna have to find. You're gonna have to love me sooner or later. I'm gonna have to figure this out. I start to enjoy that more than a gig that just is like glitter from the beginning.
Were you win them
start to
over?
enjoy- yeah, there's something
Yeah, yeah.
about that.
Yeah, I don't like that at all.
Slam the door on me.
That's not for me. I like when it starts really well, gets even
Continues.
better, and finishes the best. That'd be my favorite.
That was
Yeah.
Tony. Can I just say I love when that happens? I think that's for me. I like that the most as well.
If we were having them, I suppose if there was kind of like a milk tray,
Yeah.
and we were picking them, I'd probably be like,
Yeah.
good, really good gig, I suppose.
Really good gig is the one
I
I would
suppose
eat
for me, I
first.
get bored of that though, because
Yeah.
it's every
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah. Ugh, bleh. All right, stop loving me, please.
Yeah.
Do you know my favorite? Kind of like, I do the voiceovers sometimes.
Yes.
Like if you do a lot of them, like I don't think there's a better gig than the voiceover, because what you have is like you say one line and people are like, that's great, like that's amazing. Terms and conditions apply, and people are like, that's amazing, that's great, that's perfect. And then you have people talking about it, being like, should we have terms and conditions apply? Maybe should we speed it up? And they're trying to figure it out. Oh, maybe on the computer we could speed it up, or can we take the breaths out? And then you just swoop in. You're like, do you know, I can read it one more time. And they're like, could you? And I go, yeah, I'll do it faster. Terms and conditions apply. And they're like, oh, like it is literally like, imagine attention seeking, but on the atomic scale.
Yeah.
It is just absolute.
I find it, I've done a few and I find it extremely stressful, the voiceovers, because I don't believe them. And they're like, that was a great read, Shane, thank you so much. And then they have their little chats and you sit there in the headphone. They're not even in the room, they're on Zoom, and you just hear their voices. You don't even know what they look like. And then they're like, yeah, no, I love the energy in that one too. Have to agree. Shane really did a great job, but can we try? I'm like, you're all sitting there thinking, he's fucking shit.
It does.
That's what's in my
It
head.
does
And I'm like,
go, yeah.
this is taking 45 minutes. That's too long.
Because they go
This should be
mute.
already over. I'm like, this should already be
No.
over. I'm tanking.
They
Yeah.
won't because they are the people who hired you for the job and they hired your voice. So like,
This one was just for pride. They only hired me because I have a gay voice because I'm gay.
yeah.
So it was a pride ad.
So they hired you, so they're always going to be like, this is amazing, we've done a great job, because it's so it doesn't matter what you
Once
it
you're in the
sound
door,
like.
they're just like, how do we make it fit?
I've gotten a lot more, and I do want to be careful because I think it's maybe because of this podcast and people hearing my voice or something, but I've gotten more of them and they're just so funny because it is just like you going, like I did one for a can of John West tuna and I just said a can of John West tuna, like I was like a can of John West tuna, and they were just like, that's so good.
Yeah, it's amazing.
What am I doing?
That's so good.
I was like, a can of John West tuna. They're laughing at it. They were like, that's fucking great. That's so good.
Yeah.
I'm like, what am I?
Love it.
This is unbelievable.
Yeah.
Do it again. Do it
You're
again.
making
Okay.
people's dreams come true. A little copywriter was sitting there thinking, what should I say? What should I write? A can of John West tuna. That's it.
Do you know what's
Oh,
funny
what
though?
will
I
it-
was
oh,
like
will it
Shane
stick the
beforehand.
landing?
I was psyching myself out because I was like, this is, like all these people have worked on this ad, probably loads of people getting paid and there's lots of money in it. And then I'm like, can of John West tuna. And then I was like, a can of John West tuna. Tuna? Tuna.
China.
China. Tuna.
But I was freaking out, and I literally was like, "Guys, is it tuna or tuna?" And they were like, "It's tuna." And then the representative of like the Brown was like, "Tuna," and then there was this weird moment where it was like all these adults in a room just going, "Tuna,
Tuna.
tuna,
Tuna.
tuna, tuna,"
Tsunami.
and then West Tuna or West Tuna.
Wow.
It was very bizarre.
Carmina Burana.
Bambino Bambono. I don't know.
I don't know, Italian or something. You know, you can do, Shane, to feel more confident. You can just actually say to them, can I just do 3 in a row and just take the third one? And you can do stuff like that. You can say, like, if you're doing, and if they want it, like, against a video, you could be like, can I do it without the video or can I do it without the sound? Like, whatever you want to get the best out of you. Because I find sometimes it might be like, can you say this along to cue it up? And, like, if it's 15 seconds or whatever, you'll probably be able to figure that out in your head, especially you, the built-in chronometer that you are.
I'm not confident in that sphere. That's just it. I'm confident in many places, but I'm not confident there in that. I'm out of my comfort zone.
Well, look, that's good for me.
Yeah, it is good for you.
It is good for me.
Yeah,
I
but
need
hearing you-
get rid
I'm
of
never
the
going to
Dublin
compete
voice.
with your lovely voice.
Yeah,
Thank you
look at
so
that
much.
voice. It's incredible.
Look at it.
Terms and conditions apply. It's unbelievable.
Thank you so much.
I love it.
Thank
it's
you.
so great.
I'm so glad I brought this up.
I want to give a shout out to someone on this podcast.
Okay.
This guy called Ollie West, who's an actor, and he included us in the Irish Times and his thing that he likes. He's
Oh.
a young actor, and he said he's a fan of you for a long time.
Ollie.
Now he likes our podcast.
Ollie West Tuna.
Yeah, but Ollie, I used to know your mother. I used to know his mother. Well, I
Did
still,
you?
I mean,
Ollie
I still
West
know his
Tuna.
mother. I don't see her
Ollie
as much.
Tuna.
But I used to know your mother, and in
Very well.
2013,
Very
his father wrote the play
well.
that I was in the 24-hour plays. and
Let's
that-
just say Shane.
So, Ollie, shout out to
very
you.
Well. Ollie.
I one time knocked his mother over
Why?
at the Irish Times Theatre Awards.
What the fuck?
We were dancing and I knocked her over. And then you know what happened? The worst thing that can possibly happen in that situation? I knocked her over again.
Yes.
Yes. Oh, but no. But that's bad.
That's so good. What, did you pick her up and then knock her?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
was it like a few minutes later?
It was just dancing. I actually wish I didn't bring it up because I actually feel it.
Your
again.
comedic
Oh.
timing is
It
unbelievable.
was so bad. I actually feel ill.
Oh, but you know, there's some
Charlie
moments
Chaplain.
being like, imagine it just happened again. Like they are the best laughs, you know, where it's like, could you imagine that actually happened again and it happens again?
Yeah, but
nothing
that's
funnier.
shameful. You can't be knocking over people.
No, but
Shameful.
Like, shameful.
Shameful.
Name
Yeah.
and shameful.
Name and shame.
Name and shame. Shameful. Well, that's great. I love being in the Irish Times.
Oh yeah, thank you. I forgot
What did
why.
we get? What did
you-
we get?
you
So they
said
just
that,
said
Ollie.
that they
Thank you
like
very
this.
much.
It
to
was
us.
his cultural picks or something like that.
We're cultural. That's good.
Thank you. This
Yeah.
is art. So
Oh,
this
yeah.
is not art. This is not art at all.
No,
No.
it's not.
No.
It's art adjacent.
There's some of we do art sometimes, but this isn't that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the most artful thing that we've done? Probably
Dodger.
the Dodger, but then also I think when you said Alexander wept.
Alexander Wept.
That was art. In
That
case
was
you
art.
got your daily dose of art,
Yeah.
And I was ignorant of it.
and you were ignorant of it. So I mean, Jesus Christ,
I was really just
Ollie,
quoting
should we
comic
get rid of
book.
Shane?
Oh my God, could you imagine?
Jesus
Be
Christ.
fucking like rudderless out of fucking sea.
We're going to have to start doing evictions like Big Brother.
Our sexy
Yeah.
rudder over here. We should do. We should play for
Evictions
a
like
bonus
Big
episode. The Big Brother game, right? And the Big Brother board game. It is fucking cruel. It's great. So you're in the house and it's like however many contestants, and then you'll have a task, a fun little game or whatever like that. But regardless, then you'll get into like a voting round. You have to nominate people, and you nominate people based on. We'll ask questions. It'll be something like, you know, which of the people in the room would be the least likely to pay you back a loan. And then you'd be like, oh, and then you just put their number in the
Fucking
thing.
hell.
Which person here is the messiest? And it's like all these negative things, you know. And then you reveal, you count up the nominations, and then whoever it is up for a vote. And then to be saved, you do the positive things, which would be like, you know, this contestant who would be the most likely to, you know, call you when you're down, you know, or to remember your birthday, and then it's the positive one, and then that person gets saved, and the other person gets.
That's
sent for
that's literally
eviction.
a friendship ending game.
Oh yeah, big time.
Why
Big
would you
time.
play it?
Because it's just gas, like it's just gas. Because no one know. Well, you'd know, but when it's a big group of like 10 people, then you wouldn't know. It could be like 7 out of these 10 people voted for this person, and you'd be like, "Oh, fucking hell, who is it?" And you don't know. You don't know. It never gets revealed.
I played Big
Yeah.
Brother with a video camera
Actual
when we
Big
were
Brother?
12.
Oh yeah.
11 or 12, and we played Big Brother down in the mobile homes in Wexford, and we made a little
That's
Big
a real
Brother.
place where you'd play
Yeah,
it. Yeah.
just for a little fun thing, we made a video of it. But then, of course, we got the nominations, and we kind of just copied things they did in Big Brother, and then we got nominations. and for some reason it wasn't based in truth, but everyone nominated my cousin James, and it was like everyone unanimously nominated him, and he was evicted, and also everyone said why, and we're like, oh, he smells. Like everyone kept saying that, and it was like it wasn't true.
Oh.
It was just a random. It was a chance
It had to
encounter.
be something, yeah.
And then of course James gets evicted, so he has to leave.
He has to leave.
I think he just went home to his home mobile and cried.
Did he cry?
I'd say so, and I think
would've
why
cried.
wouldn't you? Like,
Yeah, you would.
that's
Why are you home?
awful.
I was kicked out for smelling because everyone says I smell.
Smelled. Pretty went up.
But I don't even know if he knew that.
hours.
I don't know if he knew that he was sent home for smelling. I think.
Well, then let's settle the score. Settle it here. James, you didn't
Bring
smell.
him in and let's smell him,
Mm.
and we'll settle the score.
he's all right now.
He's all right?
Yeah, he's married. He has a child.
Oh, that's good.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
probably
don't
used
know-
to
I
the
don't know
bloody
if she
smells, am I right,
smells
James?
right now.
Probably used to the fucking stinks now, am I right? Hey?
I don't think James listens to this.
But he's been evicted from
Just
the
to
Young Hot
say
Guys
straight.
podcast as well.
Well, stinky fuck. I don't need your listens.
You big smelly bastard.
You big smelly bastard, you. You're good for nothing, dog shiting bastard, you.
I watched a show last night with my friend. Do you know what's real nice? Having a friend come over and you just have dinner and watch the telly.
Yeah.
Big X on that.
Oh, okay.
You
Whoa.
tell me to I don't
Love
like
that.
the other day my friend was staying really near me, and he
Yeah.
was like, invite me over. He was staying for 2 weeks, and I was like, eventually had to go, I don't like people being in my house.
Wow.
You can't come here. That's mine, Raymond's place. You can't come here.
Wait.
Well, our house is small, but like also.
But would you
I
like a long
just-
hang in someone else's house for the day?
No, no way. No.
So it has to
way.
be the event with a clear beginning and an ending, maybe.
Yeah, I don't like.
I love a long hang.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't like a long hang in an Airbnb, something like that. But I don't like the power dynamics at play.
What do you mean?
What are
This
their
is my
power
house.
dynamics?
You have to figure out someone else's house and what are their rules and boundaries.
It's your house. They're over in your house.
Yeah, but then they would figure out my house.
No,
I
they
I don't mind. Like, you have been in my house for work things.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking about now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's different. That's different. That's different. But you are, I don't know. Like my
But when you go to
send us-
Shane's house, you admire his garden. He brings you to the garden. You admire his
My
garden.
plants.
He has plants, and he goes, "These are my plants," and you
Yeah.
really like them. And then he's got really nice art on the walls and things like that. And usually Raymond's there, and then you kind of have a chat with him, and it's nice. And I feel like
You
very
have to sit on the
comfortable
planter box outside,
Yes.
read the manifesto of all the rules before you go in, and then you get to go in.
No, I don't set up a power dynamic. I feel like in other people's houses there are. You know the way.
No,
do you remember as
just
a
hanging
kid,
out.
that some people like you're not allowed to go upstairs in someone else's house.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
weird.
What's your
Yeah.
problem?
Fucking
Do you know
weird.
what
I hated that kind
Do
of
you know
thing.
what I
shit.
hate? Go to someone's house. You go, I need the bathroom. Go to the bathroom. You go to lock the door.
Oh yeah. What's your problem?
Where's the lock on this door? Why is there an open door policy on your toilet?
Mm.
Are you going to walk in on me while I'm at my most vulnerable?
A toilet seat that does not stay up. Get a new toilet seat.
What?
Are you
A toilet
stupid?
seat
Yeah,
just-
yeah, yeah.
You
What is
sick
it
in the
just
head,
swinging
mate?
back at
Yeah,
me?
You
yeah,
sick in- I've got to touch that toilet seat while I pee.
I got to
Yeah.
hold it up.
Hold it.
Leaning against your
Get
back.
a grip. Get a new toilet seat.
Someone
Also,
can walk in.
One of my top tips of life is that when you move to a new house, bring a new toilet seat on the way.
Mm.
Don't suffer someone else's toilet seat
Wood's
in a rental
pretty nice.
situation.
For a toilet seat, yeah.
I want a yellow toilet seat. Anyway, look, that's neither here nor there. That's just something I
Funky.
want.
I
but
like people coming out. It's really enjoyable.
What did you do? They came over to
So
your
they came
house.
over. This is
Was
like a
Anna
very,
there?
very good friend. Yeah, they were there. I
was
was out.
Let's
I
just say, very good friend. if
Who
you know
was
what I
it?
mean.
can't keep saying that.
Very good friend. Anna
was
was
it?
there as well.
It was Catherine, my friend
I don't
Catherine.
know Catherine.
She listens to the podcast. She's a
Hi,
big
Catherine.
Catherine.
She,
Thanks for listening to
her
the podcast.
main thing came to Ireland. No offense, Tony. Really wanted to meet Shane. She's a big fan of
Oh.
Tony, but she was like, at the end of it, she was like, I didn't get to meet Shane Daniel Byrne, and I was like, well, look, that's the way it is. You
Wow.
know?
That turned
He-
out so lovely.
I was
for
like,
me.
I bring you over to his house.
I
but
said,
he
I
won't let
bring
you
her over
in.
there. He doesn't like people.
well, I'm definitely not going to have Catherine in. You know who tried to get in my house yesterday? The TV license man. I said, go on.
Yeah, did you?
you did you start filming and go? You have no right. You can't. No, you cannot.
You cannot
enter-
come in my domicile.
You cannot come in my.
I have
domicile.
I have not allowed you in. It's vampire rules. I have to invite you in. You have not been
I
invited.
just said thanks to everything he said. Like, I do intend to renew the TV license. I'm obedient. Not there's no, I might
kinky.
make a value judgment, but I'm obedient. But I do intend to renew the TV license, but I just haven't done it yet. And I'm like, do you know what? I have stuff on TV
Yeah.
license man. But he's like,
There's no
Shane, is it?
dopamine.
And I was like, yeah. I was like, thank you. And he gave me a little card, and I'm like, thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
he
you.
writes something.
And then
on
I put the card
Yeah, yeah.
into the green bin.
Yes.
So-
that's good. No, she came over, sitting on the couch, hanging out, eating food, doing whatever, chilling out with a friend. Very nice.
Yeah.
We actually were watching Gogglebox, and I was like, that's what they're doing.
That's what they're doing. And
They're
you're
just
doing-
sitting there, chilling out, on the couch,
You were doing a goggle
hanging out with
box.
their friends. And then Anna said,
You
"What
probably
if
think that, but we've been on Gogglebox and it's not like that. It's so
I?
different.
Yeah.
You guys got locked for that, right?
We did.
We
yeah,
did, yeah.
that was. I remember.
We said we wouldn't, and then
that
we
was an
immediately
anecdote.
did.
Yeah,
We
and
immediately we said, let's not get drunk on it because we don't want to be drunk on TV. Then the man, we were like school. The man talked to us like, so this is going to happen, this is going to happen. We need to do this. And we were like giggling. So we all just got locked straight away.
yeah, that's. I mean, fair enough. And then I like to think of that. So anytime I watch it, I'm like, they're locked, and Emma's the most drunk.
Emma is, I don't know if you can still get that on the Virgin Media Player, but if
Oh,
you do,
if you can, it's so
have a
much
look
fun.
and just watch it on double time just to see Emma Doran because she's hammered.
It was the squintiest I've ever
so
seen.
squinty.
Her. Yeah.
So they're like, Emma, can you sit up a bit? She's like, she was hammered. But look, she's a mum. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? She's a busy working mum.
I came back from a stag for that.
You did come back from a stag for that.
And I was even on to the producers, and I was like, "Look, I'm going to be really hungover. Look, I'm going to like, I really am looking. I don't know. I feel like I wouldn't even have drank now. I would have been like, oh yeah, I'll focus more on the Gogglebox. But I was really hungover, and then I was like, can you please tell me what we'll be watching so I can watch it ahead of time? And they were like, well, we've never in the history of Gogglebox ever done that, so no. But thank you. You know, like they were just like, I want to see it first because I want to have pre-prepared bits. And they were like, that's not really how this works. But
I hate pre-prepared bits. Sometimes on the radio they ask you to do that. They're like,
Yeah.
so we just want a few setups. If you could just give us a few setups. And I'm like, I'll be funny. I was like, babe, I will sparkle in the moment live.
This
So we
kind
were
of-
watching a show called Naked Attraction.
Ooh.
Yeah, I was actually telling an anecdote
You dirtbirds.
maybe 20 minutes ago.
Yeah, sorry.
My little
You know,
story.
I was
20
I
minutes
was really
ago.
impressed
Sorry.
with you when you said, so we're watching a show called Naked Attraction. I was like, wow, he swung it back, and then you made a big fucking song and dance about it.
I did, yeah.
Go on anyway.
Oh, I don't know.
What's
You
that?
watched the
Sounds
Naked
very
Attraction.
It's just the most mental show ever. Gogglebox was over. We're like, what we watched straight on came this show called Naked Attraction.
Oh, I love the
I've never
channels.
seen so many willies in my life as
Oh my
E4.
God.
E4, so much like cock and balls and full vagina, full breast,
Whole
full everything.
vagina?
Everything.
Not even
and
a quarter
arse
portion.
And everything. And it was
Just
insane.
a half breast from me, please.
No, it was insane. It was
Wild.
like, this show is where, I mean, I guess maybe you guys know about it. I don't know.
And you a German.
And me a German.
You a German.
This is like, the whole time I was watching it, I was like, my dad would probably be watching this and going, in Germany, it's very normal, the body. It's just the body.
Just
But
just your
I was it's like
Just your body.
I was like, what is going on here? The show is where they get in the nip, they slowly reveal, they get like, you know,
I don't like looking at the feet.
they don't do the feet. They actually go
Good.
straight to the groin.
Okay,
so
great.
the first step is the groin. But you do see, so they got 5 people behind these different colored walls, and then they slowly slide up the walls. So you slowly reveal the whole body ending on the face. But they start and they go in stages. So the first stage is the groin, and you do see sometimes.
Was this a new? You had never known. This
Never
I've
known
never,
about
seen-
this
I've
at
never
all.
watched it.
but you know about it.
I know about it.
Yeah, I'd never seen it before. I was
Wow.
fucking amazed. And it comes up, and you do see like some of the guys who are like checking out the feet, and they're like, okay. But that's not a stage, but they're just like checking them out immediately. Then it's all the willies, or whatever the body part might be, depending on the person, and they just talk about them.
Wow.
It's fucking mental.
And did they talk about in detail, like, say if they have like a particularly large foreskin, like it looks almost like a bit of a nib on the end. Like
One
you
guy
have the
got kicked out
fungus.
because his balls were bit like one hanging low to the left. He had that
They
situation.
all,
Fuck off.
they all do.
That's the way they are.
And
That's what balls
were
are
you
like.
sitting there with your 2 birds being like, here, like, no, it's not like we should try that, but like, imagine we did try that. Imagine we did
No,
try
I just
that.
said,
Imagine I got
I
up and just stripped off.
I said, Anna, which one do you think looks most like mine? Which got a bit of a laugh. And then I mean, we were all a bit
brown
like,
one.
amazed. But then it's like, I don't know, I found it really bizarre, and I'm really blown away by it.
And did they,
What is it that thing? I mean, zoom out a bit. Like, it's not that bad. If you just, it's like, oh, they saw some people were naked. That's all.
No, but
You've seen loads of naked people. In
I
your
know,
life.
but I thought it was really mad that we're in a country where in the 90s, you know, an actor got pregnant in Fair City, and they had to got pregnant outside of wedlock, and they had to write in a story that she had some rare, you know, a disease from South America, that her body was swelling, just because they didn't want to have someone who was like not, you know, not
the
married.
actress in real life was.
Yeah, and they had to write some thing where it's
Is that
like,
real? I never
and
heard of that.
and
never
that
heard of that.
happened
Wow,
like in
that's
the
wild.
early 90s, and now here we are, and we have like 5 full cocks on display, and we're going, yeah, this is it. And I watched the full show, and it was grand. It was funny. It was actually interesting. But it's just interesting. Like times change, and that's mad.
If they didn't
Yeah,
want
they do.
people to,
They do change.
if they didn't want people to, have sex out of wedlock, they shouldn't make it sound so fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Sounds like, we fucking had a shag out of wedlock. there."
Wedlock.
Wedlock.
Shylock.
Shylock. I'm after shagging Shylock. If
Out
you
of
jerk me off,
wedlock.
do I not come?
If thou dost jerk me.
Although he never said that.
Well done. I don't think that was him, but that's
No.
Shakespearean.
Can I have a pound of cum?
Oh no.
All right.
I'll give you I'll give you a pound of flesh. I'll give you a pound of fucking flesh.
Mate.
Mate.
Don't. Don't take it down.
Don't even.
Don't take it out.
Don't even. I fucking love you, Irish. I love you, Irish. Do you know
You're
what the
Southern Irish, mate. You make me laugh, man.
You guys are so funny.
Yeah.
They're actually proper funny though.
No.
They're proper funny, the Irish.
We're going to Waterford. We're going to Galway. We're going to Donegal. We've gone to Clare. We've gone everywhere, man. We're having a great time here in Southern Ireland.
Southern Ireland. The people are
So friendly.
So friendly.
They're so friendly.
Oh my god.
We had a lovely pint of Black Forge there in the Weatherspoons, and oh my god, you really do have to drink it in Dublin. It's right. They're right what they say. Black Forge in the Weatherspoons on Camden Street. Yeah, it's not the same.
We do love all our English listeners, and that was a sort of an ode to them.
We do.
Um,
We do.
Probably a London date on the cards at some point.
Oh,
I don't know.
what's his name?
Oh, I don't know if there will be a London date on the cards, but we have got a few DMs asking about that. And if you like this podcast, please do remember to come see us in the Olympia Theatre on the 20th and 21st of January. And also
Two nights.
in
2 nights.
and one
2
night,
nights in heaven.
one night in Cork on the 8th of September in the Cork Podcast Festival in the Opera House.
They are flying out the door.
They are.
Yeah, yeah.
It's where the tickets were birds.
This is no ordinary podcast.
How are we going to keep up this energy between
don't know.
now and September and then January? It's going to be exciting to see.
Also, if you want to listen to more of this no ordinary podcast, you can subscribe to HeadStuff Plus, and then you'll have an amazing time listening to an extra podcast bonus every week, and it's unbelievable. Good crack. Yeah.
Send that to Tipping Point. That should be the host of Tipping Point. That's the energy they need for a Super Coin game.
You have no respect for Ben Shepherd.
They're attractive. They're very attractive.
Hot and loud.
And a little bit sad.
He was the best guy around.
Oh my, is it hot in here or what?
You're an attractive guy.
It's the fabulous Tony Cantwell.
I'm talking about Shane Daniel Byrne.
Killian Sundermann.